most men never realize when it's already over. They keep holding on, convincing themselves that she's just busy, that she just needs time, that her silence is a test they have to pass. But let me tell you something most people will never say out loud. When a woman is no longer interested, she doesn't announce it. She shows it. And while you're out here fighting for her attention, she's already emotionally checked out. You can feel it, can't you? The way her texts got shorter. The way her calls became rare. The way the warmth in her eyes slowly turned cold. You keep hoping that if you love her harder, if you stay loyal, if you wait long enough, she'll come back. But she won't. Because interest doesn't fade by accident. It fades when she's already decided you're no longer what she wants. And here's the painful truth. The more you chase what's slipping away, the faster you lose yourself in the process. This isn't about her anymore. This is about you remembering who the hell you are, because real power doesn't lie in begging someone to stay. It lies in recognizing when it's time to stop trying. If you've ever been confused by her mixed signals, if you've ever questioned your worth because of someone's silence, if you've ever felt yourself slowly breaking while waiting for love to return, this message is for you. Stay with me until the end of this video because I'm going to strip away every illusion, every excuse, and show you the truth no one tells men out loud. By the time we're done, you won't be chasing anymore. You'll be walking away with power. When a woman isn't emotionally invested in you, she doesn't always say it directly. In fact, most women won't. Instead, they let their behavior, their energy, and their silence speak louder than any confession could. And the problem is, most men don't know how to read that language. They're listening for words while ignoring the truth sitting right in front of them. What reveals everything is not what she tells you when you ask how she feels. It's what she shows you when you're not asking. When a woman genuinely cares, her energy has weight. You feel her presence, you sense her interest. She reacts, she leans in, she wants to understand you, she invests. But when she doesn't, it's not just about what she stops doing, it's about the way she starts to detach. Her silence isn't shy, her distance isn't mysterious. It's disinterest taking shape right before your eyes. And if you don't recognize it, you'll waste your energy chasing a ghost of what never truly existed. It begins with subtle shifts. She doesn't look at you the same way. The warmth in her eyes slowly disappears. The curiosity in her voice fades into short, mechanical responses. You feel it in your gut, but you silence that inner voice because you don't want to believe what it's saying. That's the biggest trap men fall into. They mistake a woman's lack of interest for something temporary, something they can fix if they just try harder. But what most don't understand is this: when emotional investment is gone, effort doesn't bring it back. Psychologically, human beings communicate far more through nonverbal cues than they do through words. In attraction and connection, this is amplified. When a woman is drawn to you, she mirrors your movements without even realizing it. She makes eye contact, she leans closer, she listens with intensity. But when she's not, her body betrays her disinterest long before she even thinks about how to explain it. She turns away when you lean in. She avoids your eyes. Her responses feel empty, almost like she's not in the same room, even when she's standing right in front of you. Philosophically, this is also about truth versus illusion. So many men build an illusion around a woman's potential interest because they're more attached to the idea of being wanted than they are to the reality in front of them. They tell themselves, maybe she's just shy, or she's playing hard to get. But that's not reading her. That's convincing yourself to ignore the evidence. And when you ignore the truth, you give your power away. Real attraction doesn't need translation. It's felt, it's seen, it's alive. If you have to keep guessing, overanalyzing, or explaining away her distance, that's not connection. That's denial. And the more you ignore it, The more you drain your own self, worth trying to pull emotion out of someone who's already checked out emotionally. This is where self-respect enters the equation. A man who knows his value doesn't need to be told, "I'm not interested." He recognizes it when she doesn't look at him with intention, when her energy pulls back, when her interest is nowhere to be found. And instead of clinging to false hope, he steps back with dignity. Because the truth is, when a woman wants you, you will know. When she doesn't, you will feel it. One of the hardest pills to swallow is this: silence is a language, indifference is a response. Disinterest is communication. Not every no is verbal. Sometimes the loudest rejection is in the quiet, subtle way she stops showing up emotionally. The moment you stop arguing with that silence, your life changes. You begin to see that her lack of effort isn't a challenge to conquer, it's a message to accept. It's the universe telling you to protect your energy, not prove your worth to someone who has already made their decision. You don't need to decode someone who's not interested. You need to value yourself enough to stop pretending that distance means anything other than disinterest. Attraction is mutual. Connection is felt on both sides. You don't create it by convincing someone to care. You honor it by walking where it naturally flows. The powerful truth is this: her behavior will tell you everything you need to know. Your job isn't to explain it away. Your job is to listen, not with your ears, but with your awareness. Because the man who ignores reality ends up chasing illusions, but the man who faces reality stands unshaken. When her energy shifts, trust what you see, not what you want to see. That's where your strength begins. When a woman wants you, she shows up. She doesn't hide behind excuses. She doesn't make you guess. She doesn't become selectively unavailable. Her presence is consistent, her energy is warm, and her effort is visible. When she truly desires a connection with you, even her busiest day will find a small moment to let you know that you matter. That's how interest works. It creates space. And the harsh truth is, when that interest is gone, excuses are what take its place. Men often struggle with this shift because they take words at face value. They hear, "I've just been busy," and believe it. They hear, "I've had a lot going on," and they wait patiently. But what they fail to notice is that no one is ever too busy for someone they genuinely want. When a woman is emotionally invested, she'll text you from between meetings, she'll carve out 5 minutes in a hectic day, she'll check in, even in the smallest ways. When she's not, she uses time as a shield. She uses her schedule as a silent rejection. This isn't about blaming anyone. It's about seeing reality clearly. People make time for what matters to them. We always do. Think about it. If someone offered you something that excited your soul, you wouldn't say, "I'm busy." You'd find a way to make it fit. So when she consistently chooses everything else over you, when you become an afterthought in her schedule, what she's really communicating is that you're not her priority. And that hurts, but it's the truth. Psychologically, this happens because attraction drives action. When a woman is drawn to a man, her brain naturally creates space for him. It's not forced, it's not planned, it's organic. But when that attraction is missing or fading, she subconsciously redirects her time and energy elsewhere. Her busy schedule isn't the cause, it's the symptom of disinterest. This is where most men go wrong. Instead of reading the pattern, they start chasing harder. They send longer messages. They offer more dates. They beg for her attention indirectly through persistence. And the more they do that, the less respect she feels. Why? Because desire cannot be negotiated. You can't convince someone to care by giving them more of yourself. You only teach them that your time has no boundaries. Philosophically, this is a lesson about value and perception. When someone values something, they protect it. They prioritize it. They create space for it. When someone doesn't, it simply fades into the background noise of their life. And the truth is, Nothing hurts a man's confidence more than giving his time to someone who's not giving it back. Real interest has a rhythm. It flows naturally. You don't have to force your way into her day. You don't have to remind her that you exist. You don't have to beg for a reply. When a woman is genuinely drawn to you, she wants to talk to you. She wants to see you. She finds ways to keep that energy alive. It's not about time management. It's about emotional priority. What many men confuse as playing hard to get is often just disinterest wrapped in politeness. She doesn't want to be cruel. She doesn't want to confront, so she gives vague responses. She says, "I'll let you know." She keeps it light and non-committal. And you, hoping for something that isn't there, hold on a little longer. But every unanswered text, every cancelled plan, every delayed reply is a quiet message. She's not choosing you. The power is not in making her choose. The power is in recognizing when she isn't and walking away. When you stop fighting for scraps of her time, you reclaim your self-worth. You remind yourself that your energy isn't something to be squeezed into someone else's leftover minutes. You have to understand something deeply. Effort is never a one-way street in real attraction. If you're always initiating, always waiting, always adjusting your schedule to fit hers while she gives you nothing in return, that's not love. That's imbalance. And imbalance kills respect. When a woman is interested, her actions align with her words. When she's not, her words become soft cushions for hard truths. She's not too busy. She's just not invested. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you stop wasting your time on people who are not choosing you. This is about emotional clarity. It's about learning to see through polite excuses and recognizing the reality behind them. Stop glorifying effort that isn't reciprocated. Stop mistaking inconsistency for mystery. Real interest doesn't need to be decoded. It's felt. It's present. It's real. The moment you understand that, everything shifts. You stop chasing people who are not choosing you. You stop waiting for someone to give you the time they've already decided not to. You stop fighting for a place in someone's life who has already closed the door. Because the truth is simple. The right woman won't make you fight for scraps of her attention. She'll make space for you effortlessly. Your time is precious. Don't spend it trying to be a priority in someone else's chaos. Be with someone who chooses you clearly, not someone who hides behind excuses. There comes a point when a man has to understand something most people avoid facing: love, attraction, and respect cannot be forced. You cannot negotiate desire. You cannot talk someone into choosing you. And the moment a woman shows you, through her actions, her energy, or her silence, that she's not emotionally invested anymore, your strength is not found in convincing her otherwise. Your power begins the moment you stop chasing and start walking away with dignity. For many men, this is the hardest part to accept, because society has romanticized the idea of winning her over, of proving yourself, of holding on even when everything is screaming at you to let go. But real connection is never built on convincing. It's built on mutual desire. And when that desire is one-sided, what's left isn't love, it's emotional begging wrapped in hope. That is where most men lose themselves. When a woman doesn't want to stay, she will create distance. She will make excuses. She will withdraw her emotional investment. And instead of reading the truth in those actions, many men double their effort. They text more, they call more, they plan more, hoping their persistence will reignite something that has already faded. But in doing so, they give away the very thing that makes them powerful: their self-respect. Psychologically, what happens in these moments is simple. When you chase what's pulling away, you're no longer standing in your power. You're chasing validation. You're no longer the man who leads with value. You become the man who begs for attention. And nothing kills attraction faster than neediness. When someone senses that your entire emotional stability depends on their response, they stop respecting your presence. Philosophically, This goes even deeper. Human beings don't value what doesn't know its own worth. The moment you tolerate indifference, you teach the other person how to treat you. The moment you keep giving energy to someone who's not reciprocating, you silently declare that your time, your presence, and your heart are negotiable. But a man who truly values himself understands that love is not earned by lowering your standards. It's protected by honoring them. Walking away isn't about bitterness. It's not about playing games or trying to trigger regret. It's about choosing self-respect over emotional dependency. It's the understanding that real connection cannot be forced, and if you have to beg for love, then it's not love at all. That clarity doesn't make you weak. It makes you dangerous in the best way possible, because when you can walk away from what doesn't choose you, you become someone who cannot be emotionally controlled. Men who don't learn this often end up trapped in a painful cycle. They wait for her to change. They keep proving their worth. They hold on to hope, and while they're doing that, they lose themselves piece by piece. Their confidence fades, their focus shifts, their energy becomes consumed by someone who isn't even meeting them halfway. And the tragic part is, they mistake persistence for strength when, in reality, true strength would have been in letting go. The truth is, walking away is not a sign of defeat. It's a declaration of self-worth. It's saying, I will not beg for what should be freely given. It's saying, I choose myself over convincing someone to see my value. And when you do that, something remarkable happens. You shift the power dynamic. You no longer exist in a position of emotional dependency. You stand in a position of emotional clarity. A woman may not respect a man who chases, but she will always feel the presence of the man who walked away with strength. Because walking away isn't silence, it's power. It's a statement that says, my value does not decrease just because you failed to recognize it. And the moment you embody that, you stop attracting games. You stop tolerating emotional breadcrumbs. You start demanding, without words, the respect that you already give yourself. This is also where many men finally rediscover their identity. Because when you stop chasing someone who isn't choosing you, you reclaim your energy. You begin to pour it back into yourself. You focus on your growth, your peace, your purpose. And that shift is magnetic, not because you're trying to prove something, but because confidence and self-worth are irresistible. You need to understand something on a soul, deep level. Your value doesn't rise or fall based on who stays or who leaves. Your worth is constant, and the moment you act like it, everything in your life begins to align with that energy. So when you see the signs, when you feel her pulling away, when you hear the silence louder than her words, remember this: your power is not in chasing, begging, or convincing. Your power is in walking away with your head high and your standards intact. Because a man who can walk away from what doesn't value him is a man no one can break.